Hello everyone. Today I have inspection. So it's in December. The days a few days after Christmas. So the weather have been mild, not too cold here in Delaware. So it's about 40 to 50 degrees. So the way I dress is just my top, sweatshirt, and jean and boot. I like to make sure I'm comfortable and ready to go because I'm really put attention to what I do in my work. I might bend over and I might have to go to under the sink or for my client to explain things, even though the inspector might tell my client explain, but I also want to make sure I on top of it and tell my client, explain to them that they are at ease, have a good understanding about their home, their future home. So let's go, we see you. Okay, before we start, please hit like, subscribe, and comment below to help my channel grow. It's not only help me, but also help your friend, your family, other people to know more about the home inspection or another subject topic that I talk in my channel. So please help me out. Thank you so much. So let's talk about the inspection a little bit before we go to before we drive to the house. And I always tell my client, for your own protection, always have home inspection. That's the rule. You pay the money about $750 for the inspection, but it's covered if something happens. It costs more than $750 to fix. For example, if some leak in the roof, it depends on what area. It might cost you $200, $500 to $1,000, or leak under the sink, leak in the bathroom, or some safety issue about the outlet, the lamp, the light, and also the trip hazards. So let's talk about what are we looking for in the inspection. We write a contract. I always check on the list that said we would like to do home inspection and with the report to give to the seller, or if we have something need to be fixed, we write about 14 days to get the home inspection done, and if anything need to be noticed to the seller. So I usually schedule the inspection with the inspector company right away for my client, but also ask them if they have anybody they want to use. But if they don't, I always have contact with different home inspection. So I tell them that to look at the entire building, home, structural inspection. And second thing is the termite inspection is important. The third thing is the radon inspection, because the home in our area in Delaware, sometimes we found out that there's a lot of the radon that could go higher than 4.0 pixel. That is mean if in that case the seller have to put the radon mitigation, that will cost about $600 to $1,000, is depend. So that it's already covered the home inspection that you have to pay. General home inspection will cost about $350 to $450. Radon will cost about $100 to $130, and termite inspection will cost about $100 to $130. So roughly all in all is about $750 for the home inspection. And what we're looking for the home structure, like is there any bad crack, is there any wall, there's a big hole in there, yes, then we have to notify the seller. And also there's a window, we're looking for if the window is in good condition or is broken or lot is sealed, that is called major defect. So pretty much we're looking in the structure of the home is, are there any major defect or safety issue? That is mean we can negotiate with the seller or ask the seller to fix. But if sometimes it's called, over here we use the term minor defect, it means the paint is peeling off and the wall was scratched with the crayon from the kid and the paint drawing the carpet, then we can't really ask the seller to fix anything because that is called minor defect. Or maybe the home have too much dirt, then we can't really ask the seller to fix that, but maybe we just politely ask, oh, can you broom clean the home, that's it. So another thing is safety issue. Safety issue that we are looking for is mostly with the trip hazard, for example, on your driveway, on the walkway, or something might cause the people to trip or is not safe. And also, for example, and we're looking at the outlet if that have a triple hazard. Mostly they're looking in the kitchen, in the bathroom, and in the garage, and also in the laundry room, in case is some water damage or we dropped too much water, it was the flush or whatever, the pipes broken, or and then for example the water just flush off the washing machine, then they want to make sure that the electricity and the outlet have the protection of a triple hazard. Another inspection that we're looking is the termite inspection. We want to make sure that the home, the floor, the structure of the home doesn't have termite insect eat up the wood. And if that's so, if we found some termite, and then we're gonna ask the seller to do the termite treat, which is cost about $1,300 to $1,500 to treat, and then the new owner have to renew the treat. Probably it's cost about $300 a year for at least 5 years to make sure there's no termite in your house or around your house. The third thing is radon. Radon is, I already talking about that earlier. It should be, they will do radon for at least 48 hours, no open door, make sure the house is secure, and they will run the number all day, all night for at least 48 hours to see what the number average. The average should not more than 4.0 pixel, then it means you're safe from radon. If it's more than that, we can ask the seller to install the radon mitigation, which costs about roughly $750 to $1,000, or we can just ask the credit from the seller. And then the inspector will look for the roof. Is there any missing shingle? Are there any roof leaks or wobbling? The window, I already talked about that, and the floor is flat, is good condition. Everything, if all in all, just that. If it's in good condition, then it means the home should be good. So now let's drive to the home site for the inspection. This home is in the Dow community. It takes me about 30 minutes to drive there. See you then. Inside to see the home. Because of the COVID cross, right? The inspector start his job at 10 a.m. in the morning, and then he asked all of us, the buyer and the realtor, to come in 1 hour and a half later, so we don't have to be in the same room in the closed door for too long, because the COVID, to be safety for everybody.
Like they service the AC, there's a notation on the service log, so I would ask them about that. But they're the original equipment.
Yes.
So, I mean, so far so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good chance for you to look around again, to point out is anything you have a concern about it, you can point it out to the inspector, and so he can explain to you. And only thing they're looking for here is major defects and safety issue. Not something that, like a carpet, we cannot do anything, the paint, the chip, we cannot do anything about that. I mean, it's just for us to concern, but he will tell you if the system, water heater, furnace and air conditioning is fail, or something in the kitchen like appliance fail, or dishwasher fails, roof leak, water in the bathrooms leak, or something like that. Flash, no flash, but mainly major thing. But if, for example, if the light bulb might burn off, it's just something that we can fix ourselves. It's probably something for you to patch it. We cannot really, it's not just like someone gonna get hurt because of that. I understand that, be like, hey, it's not good, but it's something that no one gonna get hurt from that. But we can ask to see what they can do something about it. The inspector can point it out. Yes, he want to see if the leak, and sometimes it happen that if they didn't seal it well, the leak will come out like from the floor like this. Yes, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Because everything is about 18 years old. Mary and Ash's house too, my house too. But you will see at one point you will see this one is pretty good, no crack between the wall and the ceiling because my house have all the crack. My house built in 2001 too, and that's normal. Something like this. The window. Is anything? Sometimes you have to see like if it's rain. That one is not the cause of the moisture, but the way they look at it is something that when you try to wipe it off and then it didn't come out, maybe the window is too old and it needs to be like a reseal again, like the seal is broken, not just like the window very bad. Mostly the seller probably not gonna fix it, but we can ask. It depends on if inspector can point out after major defect, and then we see what they say. And again, that's normal. My house is very bad right now. Yes, that's normal. But my house, everywhere I look is very bad, and my window is actually getting bad too. Like some dark thing in there. For refrigerator. Oh, I love this map.
That's probably why you're seeing that.
Oh, yes.
I didn't have any leaks in the plumbing other than like this right here was leaking when you turn it on.
Okay.
And the drain valve at the water heater has a slow leak. I took a picture of that. That'll be in the report.
Is that water heater newer or 2002?
The water heater was replaced, yes. It's 9 years old.
Okay, good.
So it's technically middle age-ish, but it's not the original. So that's better than what would have been. The furnace is original, and the cooling system, at least the inside part, appears to be original.
Okay.
So I would probably find out about the servicing on that, and then I would also service the furnace. It's due for that. They serviced it last year in October, so it's overdue for servicing. I would definitely do it for furnace because it's 18 years old, and they need to give a good thorough cleanup.
Okay.
It did work fine. It's working now. I just have it set lower.
Okay.
What else did I have? There's some minor cosmetic stuff like the carpet stains, and there's like little minor damage from where they had hung things, and some patching where they had hung things and things like that over the lifetime of the house. But I didn't see anything really significantly bad. It's looking like normal wear and tear stuff for an 18-year-old house is what I'm seeing. So that's where I'm at right now. Got a lot of it in the computer already, so took my time putting the computer in.
Two windows that have some kind of like water, like moisture, but it's like because it's locked, it's sealed. In some county, in some state, they not even count like major defect. I know like in Sussex County, that's one they said is fine. Because I used to have the inspector, they come out from that area and then they said, point out like, no, they said it's fine. It's not major defect. I'm like, it is here. And he said, no, he cannot write it up. I said, you have to. It doesn't cost much to fix, really. It's okay. We cannot ask the seller to like replace the whole window. No, we cannot because its function is good.
It's just a ceiling.
Yeah, just the seal. And sometimes the seller might say, yeah, they will do it. Sometimes they said, hey, the window is in working condition. I'm not going to do it. But we will negotiate. You ask them.
Yes. And that should keep it running a lot longer. There's granule loss, but you still have enough granule that I think you'll probably be able to get around 7 years. So it just depends on how fast it wears over the years. So it's probably a 25 to 30 year shingle is what I suspect. So it should be running about 7 years or so, worst case scenario.
Look like they use better quality. Because
well, they typically do, like these laminate shingles, so there are a couple layers to those laminated shingles. They're layers that are stuck together, and so they're more durable. They hold up a little bit longer because of the material. Back when they first, like with shingles that were like this, they were 3-tab style, where it looked like there was 3 sections of one shingle. That's called a 3-tab shingle, and they were flat. What was nice about that is you could put another layer of shingle on those. The downside to this one is you should strip it all down and re-roof it when it comes time. But you should always do that, in my opinion, because you can't see what's underneath the surface of those shingles, and if you have damaged roof sheathing or decking, you wouldn't know that. Now they might know it if it's as bad as, like, let's say a roofing contractor's walking on it and it was damaged and they put their foot through, but that would have to be really, really bad, right? And that's why you have it stripped all the way down, so you can see those things to prevent that from happening, so it doesn't get as bad. But it should be okay. I really didn't see anything on the front attic. I don't suspect I'm going to see much on the back attic space. Maybe some prior leakage at the pipe vents.
Yeah, there is something mentioned in the attic fan.
The attic fan, there's an attic fan? Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. I didn't see
when you're gonna pick it up?
Probably it'll be picked up on Monday.
Oh, okay. So I don't know, like, is this necessary to do for the home to don't have the crawl space or basement only?
You can have higher levels come up in a slab, believe it or not. Yeah.
Yes, it's true. That's what.
It does happen. I've had it happen in Newcastle when I first started working for Todd.
Okay.
Todd and I did inspections in the same week in Newcastle.
Yes.
2 slab houses. They were concrete block houses. Same exact build, same exact style.
Yes.
And then what happened was mine came up high and Todd's came up normal.
Okay, yeah, it's
And
could
the
happen.
only difference between the two was that they were location-wise. They were built the same way, same windows,
Yes.
same doors, everything.
You never know.
So it was very strange. I guess it's better safe than sorry.
Right. You know, that's why I
It's
say,
better to
okay.
take that approach, I guess, than just guess and say, it should be fine.
That's why I
So-
said, you know, I mean, I know you probably don't have to get it, but just pay
the likelihood of it
130.
being high on a slab, they typically say is kind of, less on a slab foundation, but I don't know, I've had it happen. So
Yes, I know.
I just say it's better safe than sorry.
It depends on what under there. Like
Well, it
the
depends
radon
on
is
where it was
under the.
built,
Yeah.
how it was built. There's so many different variables involved that you can't even guarantee that it's not going to come up high.
You don't know
And
what
then they
in
say
the
you
ground.
should check if it's low when this is low. If this comes up low when we get the results, you should still test every 3 years.
Radon, if the average number come lower than 4 pixel, right? 4.00
That's
pixel.
right, ma'am.
Yeah, so everything should be fine. They're gonna pick it up on Monday. Normally it take about like 48 hours at least. With
That's
the,
what I also seen.
I'm more concerned about, like, is the roof going to fall in on you? Or does the furnace work, right? Is there leakage going on? Those kind of things. I found small leakage things, but remember, when you read the report, it's worded to help you negotiate, so it may sound a lot worse than what it actually is. Okay, like for example, when you hear major defect is a definition in Delaware. The Board of Realtors came up with that definition, and all it really says is something's not working the way it should, or it's operating in an unsafe manner. It doesn't tell you how easy or how difficult it is to fix something, or if it's a really expensive repair. It just says, hey, this doesn't work. So when you see that, things like the insulation, when a window has lost its seal, that is a pretty common thing to have in a house this age. And I did make notes on the ones that I could see, but that insulation, it's not insulated anymore, and that's where it's a defect, where it's not working the way it should, because it should be an insulated window. Can you look at it? Sure. Will it keep the water out? Can you look at it? Yeah. But if it's not insulated like it was supposed to be, you want to repair those typically. So you'll see that in the report. That's probably the easiest, most obvious thing that you see as defects in a house this age. Okay, and then like things like The faucet leak, that's technically a defect. That can be something as simple as having to wrap Teflon tape around the threading for the connection for the sprayer. It could be something a little bit more involved, like the hose might be damaged, you have to replace it. But again, that's still not major problems. Don't look at major as a degree of severity is what I'm getting at with that. And then safety items. Safety items are things that most likely in a house this age are more of an improvement rather than, oh, this was awful because they never did this. It was probably because the age of the house, they had different regulations, I guess is the best way to describe it. So like certain things that I may have put in the report, like for a laundry room, for example. These GFIs, so they have them in bathrooms, in the kitchen, they'll have them on the exterior of the house. I didn't find them in the garage, and I didn't find them in the laundry room. So you may want to add some there.
Yeah, at that point when they built it, that was not a...
It may have been that the code wasn't the same back then, and they upgrade those things. Like now they're doing all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like they would have GFIs all throughout the kitchen countertops, which they do in this house. So that's actually technically up to the current standard. But laundry rooms, they started at them in the laundry rooms because of the hoses and because it can get wet there. In the garage, I didn't find one in the garage, at least at the rear wall there wasn't one. Like here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I got an example right here. It's like when you plug in an outlet tester and you're checking something and this wiggles back and forth, that's when it needs to be tightened up. So that's maintenance typically. But since nobody did the maintenance now, you need to be aware of that. So that's why we put it as safety. Okay. Anything that's in the report, you don't necessarily have to ask for things. I'm not telling you what to ask for and what not to ask for. I'm just simply pointing these things out to you to make you aware. That's all. And if you do get questions, Pam has my cell phone number. So you guys can call me if you have any questions in regards to anything that I found. But overall, it didn't seem too bad for an 18-year-old home. Yeah, so overall. It's just you need to start budgeting for things. Like you've got an aging furnace, aging roof, aging cooling system. Water heaters technically aging. Like 7 to 12 years they give them as a ballpark average. Okay, so they say somewhere within 7 to 12 years is when you have life expectancy. This is at 9, so it's not quite there yet. So that's what we have with that. I'm trying to think. Plumbing fixtures, I mean, they're probably the original plumbing fixtures, and they may work fine. You may want to upgrade some things, mainly for cosmetics or aesthetics. You may not like the way they look, you may want to upgrade. That's entirely up to you. But they were functional, and for the most part, they seem to be okay. So that's where I am at this point with the report. So, yeah. And I mean, I got a lot of it. It's additional. So you'll see that as a defect only because they have the water off. If I can get the office, when we pick up the radon, I'll just have them run it real quick. If we can get them to turn it on. Or
This is original. This is about 7 years old water heater, but the furnace is original. But it's in good condition. The inspector said it needs service. Let's see when the last time they do a service. 2004. So yes, they definitely need the new service for that. This is system. Make sure yes, they go by the code. There was the tray under the washer, and it looks very new. Yes. Okay, well, we want to make sure it works. So I'm gonna email the listing agent to tell them that make sure they turn it on for this, and then you can run it when you pick up the radon.
Yep, that's basically it.
Can you make a note on that?
I already did.
Okay.
Yeah, I already got it. So it's gonna be in the report for now that it's not working and it was shut off at the time of the inspection.
Yes.
So that's what we have.
I hope you like the video, and please like, subscribe, thumbs up, and make a comment. See you next time. Thank you.